Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shifting Tones, a podcast with nerdy tones and shifting formats. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm joined by my two amazing, wonderful co-hosts, Spiffy Steffi.
Hello.
And Lorissa.
Hiya.
Hey, guys, welcome back. It has been a while. A lot of things have happened. We have had unfortunate family circumstances. We have had art shows. We have had vacations. We've had technical difficulties out the wazoo. Let me tell you, it has been a roller coaster these past few weeks. So if you are still listening to us, all 10 of you, thank you so much for sticking by our sides for all this time and being patient with us while we get everything sorted. So it has been a while. We're going to try to do a quick catch up, with everybody, our little small talk session. So Steph, why don't you start us off? You got some news, some big. I'm seeing it visually right now, yes. But maybe you got some other stuff to tell us. Let's hear it.
So just because summer's here now, woohoo, yes. So I decided, since I'm done teaching for the year, I went and got my hair colored, just lightened for the summer.
Very nice.
And then pretty much right after that, we went to Arizona. So me and my partner teacher, we went to Tucson, Arizona for a little work trip. Everything was paid for, so that was super nice.
Wow.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. The conference was okay, content-wise, I guess, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if my school's going to use this or not, so we'll see. So it's just one of those. But
that's how work conferences go.
Yeah, so it was about 4 days long. It made me very nostalgic because my grandparents used to live in Tucson, so it was really nice going back and seeing it, because the last time I went before was 2013.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, but it made me also want to do just so much more, but I was so limited to only doing the conference. I'm like, ugh. So I couldn't really travel all that much. Other than that, I went to my coworker's daughter's birthday party.
Wow, big event.
I know, big event.
Surprised it's not in the papers.
Yep. And then I got and had a catch-up dinner with my ex-stepmom. It's kind of hard to be because my dad's not with her anymore, but it was a nice little dinner.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot, because I learned a lot about my dad, now that they're no longer together.
So
all the juicy guys.
There was a lot of tea that I will tell you guys, because soon we're going to have another Shifting Tones meetup. And then, the last thing I did is get all my things for Flag Day. So
that's so exciting.
And one more thing I'm noticing right now, it looks like you're in a different room.
Oh,
perhaps?
Yes, I did forget about that. Thank you. Yes, I did move my office to another room, so now that's all done and handled. So my old office is now our video game nerd room.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So no longer will you bake or freeze to death.
Yeah, pretty much.
The weird insulation in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you for catching us up, Steph. I'm glad the audience was able to be a part of your life in these last few weeks that we haven't been here. Larissa, why don't you bring the audience into your life? What's going on?
Absolutely. So since Steph mentioned about her hair, my hair is finally at a length where I could do a half up, tuck down ponytail.
Ooh, very
Super
nice.
fun, since my hair is so thick, I can finally, put some of it back so it looks a little nice and framed for my face. So I'm super excited about that. And what I'm going to catch you up on is, since so much has happened and you're only here for my interior design updates.
Whoa, that's why I'm here.
So I've been doing a lot of things. I've been stalking Facebook Marketplace as per usual, as you do. It's my biggest win so far on Facebook Marketplace, I would say. I've been looking for a way to cover up the carpet in my office space here. The carpet I enjoy everywhere else in the house, but for some reason, with the way my furniture looks, since I'm looking for kind of an academia English cottage vibe, the whitish carpet just wasn't doing it. And so I was looking for a rug, and so I was like, wow, I found this giant one that was 9 feet by 12 feet, which is basically the size of the room.
Pretty much. I mean, very, very close. I mean, I think maybe less than a foot on each side of it, right?
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. And I saw it. I was like, oh my God, this is so gorgeous. But usually for Facebook Marketplace, my limit is $50, $70 because it's just little things. And most of the time you're buying secondhand furniture. Who knows what good quality it is?
Who knows if it's a futon that's been in a basement that was thrown on a curb that somebody else is now selling on Facebook Marketplace?
Right, exactly. And so I was like, wow, $140. This is pretty cool, I'll talk to Sam. And I messaged the seller and everything. They're like, yeah, no stains. It was in a smoke-free home, pet-free, all that sort of stuff. I was like, good. And we went over there. I negotiated the price down to $130.
And some money, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And the seller, Sam noticed, was an Afghani person.
Family, yeah.
Yeah, then the whole family was there when I went to go pick it up. And so they're like, super sweet. We go up on the second floor of this apartment to pick it up. And while I was there, I was like, oh, the pictures online did not do this justice. This is like really high quality. And as we were talking, he's like, are you sure you're going to be able to like lift it down all the way the stairs? We're like, oh yeah, we got it. And then Sam lifted up one end and he was like, no. And so
absolutely not happening.
Luckily the father was there and Sam, you said in your words, did most of the heavy lifting there.
Oh, this guy had to be like ripped. It just wasn't showing. He was like wearing oversized clothes or whatever because this carpet weighed a ton and he was just like, all right, here we go. And I'm like, oh, okay, buddy. Sure, whatever.
Yeah. And so as we learned through this family that they literally just resettled to the area from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And they said that they picked this rug up, no joke, in India while they were traveling. It's an authentic, like Indian, Persian, Ottoman style rug made with full wool. Like the dyes are like very deep and saturated. The thing probably weighs like 200 pounds.
More.
And so
more, yeah.
If you know anything about rugs or interior design, you'll like, what? You got that for $130? Because it should cost minimum $800.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we were this weekend, we were talking to a lady, and I don't know if it's part of your small talk, but this lady who knows a lot about antiques and stuff like that, we were telling her about the rug. She's like, her eyes got really big. She's like, you got that for like $130? And we're like, yeah. She's like, you guys got the steal of the century.
Wow.
So it was exciting, yeah.
Absolutely. And so talking about that, another cool interior design update is that I've been looking to switch coffee tables around because the one we had currently in our living room, I wanted to take it downstairs and use as entertainment center for our basement. And we found a new coffee table at this place that the lady was talking to us about. And we're like, ooh, it's mid-century modern. It's really fun. And she was telling us all about the designer. It used to be like a specific designer. I don't remember his name. Do you remember, Sam?
Vico Baumitter, I think. Vico Brumitter, something like that. Yeah.
Which means
he used to work with Ethan Allen.
Right. Exactly. Which, so like, if you're like, you heard that name, you're like, that means nothing to me. It didn't mean anything to me either. But if you know, you know. And because of the name, we looked it up. We bought the table for $120 about.
Well, $100, and I got a rat for $25.
That's true.
So I negotiated. The rat was originally $35, but I got the rat for $25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pro negotiators.
I should have brought it down. It's a little like clay sculpted rat like this big that's like with a glaze on it, and it's like holding its tail and stuff.
It's really cute.
It's perfect, yeah.
Like handmade.
Yeah. It looks like it was made by a child, but this lady knew every single piece of thing she had and like had a story for it. She was like, well, I got this from this specific district, and it's most likely either
library.
Made at a library that was specifically either made by one of the authors of like one of the books that also did crafts, or it could have been like an 8th grader. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, no, it's really cool. So we picked it up and then we took it home, and Sam looked up the price because they're like, I wonder how good of a deal we got, because this lady was very generous.
Yes.
And there were other things in this antique mart that were like thousands of dollars. And so we're like, could be worth something. Maybe not. Maybe it was just like the discount section. And we're like, these two poor people walking in. We're like, yeah, we'll pick the least expensive furniture item in here. No, it turns out it's probably at least $600 or $1,000.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah, there was an end table, very similar style, made by the same guy, that was selling for like $2,300.
Wow.
Because he was specifically a designer for Ethan Allen. He didn't ever had his own line, but they put his name on things. If it was like hey, this is my design, not just a mass-produced one.
Yeah, it wasn't just like an in-house designer. Like, he was well-known and established before he decided to work with Ethan Allen.
Yeah. But this place is really cool, Steph. Next time you and your husband come out, we got to take you guys because it's got a little bit of something for everyone. It's a little pricey, but they're negotiable. Like, they're willing to haggle. Okay. And the one lady was running like a 25% off sale on things. And then when we walked in, the lady was like, welcome, bring your dogs, bring your friends, bring your grandma. It doesn't matter. Would you guys care for a snack or a glass of wine or a drink?
Oh, that's nice.
And Larissa's like, oh, how much does it cost? And they're like, no, free. Like, do we want you to enjoy yourself while you're here? So got a glass of wine, walked around. Yeah, nice. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a great time. And nothing there is inauthentic. Like, they know, they have their documents prepared. Like, they know what they're selling.
They've been collecting, their whole lives, they said. So Is that all you got for small talk, Lorissa?
Yeah, pretty much. Just those are the highlights of all my interior design shenanigans that I've been up to.
And you power washed the entire driveway and sidewalk.
I did, Miss Power Girl over here.
Jeez.
Yeah, it took 8 hours, so it's no joke.
Yeah. I didn't pay her for it, though.
No, but it's okay.
Free labor.
Yeah, when I power washed my sidewalk last summer, it took me 4 hours. Just
I believe
the little
it.
Sidewalk. It's crazy. I'm like,
I know.
Geez.
Yeah, good thing you didn't try to power wash your driveway, Steph.
Yeah.
Well, technically part of it's concrete, right?
Well, part of it, but all the stones of the gravel flying up just...
Yeah, you might lose an eye.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for your small talk. It is now time for Sam's small talk. A lot probably happened in the last 3 weeks since we've been on. I don't remember anything like major. We did have an art show about an hour and a half away from us where our good buddy Colin is. And we were able to hang out with him and have dinner. And he came to the show for a little bit and he let us crash at his place, which was super awesome. So that's a good thing about having friends all across the area is we can go to different art shows for Lorissa and stay with different friends.
Did you get to see his new house?
Yes, we did. Amazing house. It's like perfect for him. He's got a nice fenced in backyard and fire pit. And he's got like his office / game room. And he's got like his figures up and, his mangas and different stuff like that. So very reminiscent of a lot of our friends' house.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was very nice. Thank you, Colin, if you're listening, for letting us stay there. We appreciate it. And we'll be happy to see you this weekend at our Flag Day party. So, yeah, we're doing the Flag Day party again. A lot of people like it. I tell a lot of new people I meet in life about it just because they're like, oh, what are you doing this summer? And it's usually like the big thing we're doing besides art shows. And so, I'm excited. This year, I got Bermuda. I'm excited. Steph, what are you?
Nauru?
Nauru, yep.
I think that's how you say it.
Yep. Okay.
It just makes me, every
island.
time it just makes me think of Naruto every time.
Naruto.
It's really good.
And Lorissa, what are you?
To be honest, I have completely forgotten right now since my mind is so preoccupied with a crafting project that I stopped midway through to record this.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, yes, that sounds right.
Papua New Guinea. So, yeah, we're very excited. A lot of good food's going to be coming that way. A lot of fun outfits. But you guys don't care about the Flag Day party. You don't care about the art shows. You don't even care about Steph. You're here for the Controversial Corner 2025. Number 1, most crimes are petty and shouldn't be crimes.
True.
Let me explain. Because I know that sounds silly, but things like jaywalking and I'm talking like the petty crimes, like even like, I don't know, minor shoplifting from a major retailer or whatever. Certain things that should just be slap on the wrist, like, hey, please return the item or something. And then the cops get involved and people get arrested. Silly. I'm like, that's crazy. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think when I typed this out 3 weeks ago, I had more examples. But of course, I can't think of it right now. So make all crime legal. No, I'm kidding. That's a bad idea.
Just for 24 hours.
Oh, I got an idea for one day.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. No, we don't condone the purge. Number 2, easiest job in the world is probably a sports coach. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry to all those sports coaches out there. Especially certain sports that you're a coach of, like the coach of a tennis player. I don't know if tennis players have coaches or like the high school tennis coach.
Head coach.
What are they doing?
Because I can see that for a head coach, because a lot of the times when you have a head coach, you have a bunch of little assistants around you and they're actually doing all the work and you're just like kind of directing people like, oh, your time is 2 seconds slower, assistant. yell at that athlete.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the two that make zero sense is like a baseball coach and a basketball coach.
Okay.
Because when basketball players are on the court, yes, they have plays technically, and they have defenses, but these are professional athletes who have been doing this their whole life. You don't think they know what's best? Like, they're just going to be like, okay, I see the open man, I see the play, I'm gonna score. Like, the coach isn't really doing anything.
That's fair.
And specifically baseball. It's the same setup every time.
True.
Okay, we got a lefty up. Maybe shift over a couple feet. I don't know. Like, maybe to switch pitchers out, you need a coach, but
sure.
I don't know.
I feel like someone's got to lead. Someone's got to be the leader.
That's true. Can't have too many cooks in the kitchen.
And that's why I'm almost like, that's cool, but should they be getting paid like the most money in the entire state for usually almost any position?
No,
is like a college football coach. Like, it's crazy. Okay. Number 3, car wash levels are a scam.
It's true.
I think car washes in general are scams. Like, we get our car washed like once every 6 months, probably should do it more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you go there and it's like $8 for basic, $10 for bronze, like $15 for silver, and $20 for gold. And like, the only difference is like, oh, we wax the tires while we're going through, or, we put on an extra coat. Half the time the bird poop is still on my car afterwards, no matter what I select. I have to scrub it by hand. It's pretty useless. And over time, those things are putting micro scratches on your car. You're going to see it.
True.
It is a scam. And number 4, architects ruined the world.
I'd highly disagree. I love architecture. Okay. It's one of my pet passions.
Now, the reason I say this is specifically modern architects, where there's no more creativity or designs in architecture.
Okay.
Any sort of new building that's going up, any sort of new office or anything, zero creativity. There's not pillars anymore. There's no stone work. Okay. There's no fancy brickwork. It's, okay, we're going to get the sheet metal and the bricks maybe. And especially houses. Houses, it's like, all right, we have these 6 plans that we're doing, and we're going to do them as cheap as possible, as quickly as possible.
That's true, but I think that's the fault of capitalism and not the fault of an architecture who maybe want to add more creative flourishes, but is being restricted by a smaller and smaller budget over the years.
Maybe. I would say the only 2 places I noticed that you're getting something really architecturally fancy is probably a museum, which makes sense, and that's sometimes, or 2, like, hey, we want a very specific architecture styled skyscraper, like in Dubai experiment. Or something. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just those are my the beefs I have this week.
Okay.
That's my week beefs. But speaking of beef.
Oh.
No, it has nothing to do with beef. One thing I am passionate about besides beef is treasure hunting.
Oh.
Okay.
I've talked about this before on the show.
You have.
And I think there is an episode I want to do where I give you guys more than enough time to prep, where we have a deep dive on treasure hunting. Okay. And I can talk about the other ones I've been involved in and the ones that are exciting, the ones that we've had throughout history that kind of triggered other ones and all this stuff. I think it's a really cool deep dive. I think it's really something interesting.
Absolutely.
That I don't know if a bonus episode or something, maybe that would be an episode. I don't know if you guys would be interested enough. But because I like it so much, I wanted to try to turn a podcast episode into a treasure hunting episode.
Ooh.
So what we're going to do is kind of play treasure hunting ourselves. So the game I got in store for you guys today is going to kind of be an I Spy / treasure hunting of the mind.
Oh.
Right, okay.
Look deep within.
Look deep within your mind.
Okay.
So
my mind
I do have visual ideas for you.
Okay.
So if anybody's watching the video, you'll be able to see on YouTube. I'll start sharing my screen soon. But the way it's going to work is I'm going to give you a couple different locations and scenarios, and you guys will each have a penny. Okay?
Okay.
And so your object is to hide this penny somewhere in this location.
Sure.
For the other person to try to find. I'm also going to hide a penny as well.
Okay.
Ooh.
But you guys can try to find mine, so on and so forth. So we got Sam's secret treasure hunt. That's today's episode. And the little thing is find the hidden penny. So there's not going to be a physical hidden penny anywhere in these. So the viewer is not trying to find a hidden penny. None of these things like I click on and it moves around.
Okay.
But I will get into the rules of it.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. This is like first grade Sam PowerPoint.
I love
We're getting into it. Yeah.
Thank
Rules
you,
of the game.
Sam.
Here you go. Number 1. Each round, all of us will be given a location, the same location for each of us, where the goal is to find a penny.
Okay.
B. Each player, that's the 3 of us, will hide a penny somewhere within the image, but not really, and they will theoretically be hidden in a place of our choosing by sending me, the host, a message telling me exactly where you decide to hide your penny, theoretically, of course. Thirdly, the goal is to ask questions or make guesses on where the other person's penny might be hidden. And I will most likely give you a yes or no, or perhaps helpful info. So you'll either get a yes or no answer to whatever question you ask. If you ask like specifically, is it, in this microphone? I'll tell you yes or no if you're correct. And if not, maybe there'll be some sort of clue going on to give you some more information. Okay, number 99. You can hide it anywhere you'd like inside the imaginary space. Be creative because, I can't see the rest of my screen, the clues and guesses will help you narrow it down.
Okay.
Furthermore, I will also be hiding a penny. You can try and find mine or the other person's penny. I will not be searching for your pennies since you guys told me where your pennies will be hidden.
Okay. Duh. I was wondering how that was going to work.
Yes, I'm not technically playing the game. I'm just officiating the game.
Okay.
So that's the rules of the game.
Ooh.
So there's going to be different places that we will be going for these. And so location number 1 is the 1950s diner. This is a classic diner. I went through a lot of different images to try to find specifically one that you could see multiple things in it. It doesn't have to be specifically this diner, but it's to give you an idea of what's normally in a diner. It could be this one, but think about a whole diner. You don't see the entrance in here, but there's an entrance. There might be a vestibule. There's probably a back room. There's probably an office, probably a bathroom, different things like that.
Sure.
So be creative. Okay. So if you guys want to take a little time to think of a place to hide your penny and then send me a message individually on Discord would probably be the best, or text me, whatever you guys.
I already know where I'm hiding mine.
Okay, great.
Sounds good. Me too.
And be as creative as possible. All right. We got 2 very interesting spots, and I will hide mine as well. And let's see, where do I want to hide mine? Okay, I have my spot. I'm locked in. I won't change it for any reason. Okay. It is locked in.
Sounds good.
So, do you guys want to flip a penny to see who goes first?
Ooh.
Tails.
I love to. Okay, I guess I'll have heads.
Okay, I will flip a coin on my phone because Google provides that. So flip a
So not
coin.
A real penny, I'm hearing.
No, I don't own a penny. Okay, ready? Here we go. I would show you it, but you're just going to have to believe me. It is heads.
Okay.
I could show you, but I don't feel like it. It is heads. So, Lorissa, you get to guess first.
Sure. Is this going to be like 20 questions style?
Yeah, so kind of like you're walking in the diner. People are here having a good time. It's an active diner, I would say. There's people around. Maybe they saw Steph come in earlier. Maybe they didn't. Tons of different things that could happen. So just, vibe it out for a second.
Yeah. Let me feel.
And so real quick for the listeners that are not the video people, you're in a 1950s diner. There are your bar stools at the diner. There are plates and dishes and your classic diner thing set up with the silverware and the mugs, and you got your ketchup and mustard, napkins, salt and pepper, all that stuff out. You got your classic 50s diner things, art on the wall, music playing, people dancing, having a good time. So just want to give you guys the theater of the mind experience that we are trying to provide. So Lorissa, what's your question for me?
For you or for Steph?
You're going to ask me, and I will answer. I know Steph's. Yes.
Okay. Right. Is it food related?
Is where Steph's penny's food related? I will say kind of.
Oh.
And because you got a positive answer, I'm not going to give you anything else. How about that? If I say no directly, I might give you an additional something to help you in your pursuit. Okay. Steph, what are you thinking? You came in here before Lorissa. Lorissa heard that there's this hiding penny competition. She wanted in on it. She heard that Steph was in the area visiting this diner and heard she was hiding a penny. She wanted in on it. So you got to hide your penny first.
Yeah. Is it on the ceiling?
Oh.
No, it is not on the ceiling. But as you go to like maybe stand on a stool, or you see maybe a small step ladder in the corner to check the ceilings, you kind of see some of the people that are like walking around and dancing, kind of looking at you funny.
They're like, what is she doing?
They're like, we've never seen anybody, look up here before. So yeah,
Okay.
You most likely came back after you heard Lorissa hid her penny. You're like, well, now I got to go see where she hid her penny because she's looking for my penny. So it's a whole day of penny hiding and finding for you guys.
Okay. So I'm gonna guess, is it condiment?
Now, real quick, are you looking for Steph's penny or my penny?
Steph's penny.
Okay, you're looking for Steph's penny. I just want to make sure ahead of time because they are two different locations of pennies.
Of course they are.
Okay.
Is it under a condiment bottle?
No, it's not under a condiment bottle. You're checking all the condiment bottles, and the people sitting at the tables in the booths are getting a little upset with you. Yeah, they're a little bothered by you.
Well, there was a recall in the ketchup. I have to check.
That's right. 1950s ketchup just went bad today, so.
It's exactly.
All right, Steph.
All right.
What are you thinking?
Sam, is your penny on the ceiling? Because if I'm already up here looking like a crazy person, I'm not going to get back up on this stool a second time.
No, the owner comes over and starts hitting you with a broom and says, please get down from there. And so, there were some people sitting at their tables and their food just came out and they're like looking at you funny and they're getting ready to taste their food. And then the people that are kind of, like I said, walking around and the people dancing over in the corner, they're looking at you and they're just like, what is this freak doing? Like, we're going to call the cops soon. Get her out of here.
That's why I'm done now being weird.
All right.
I'm still trying to find Steph's.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Just to, double check, while I was checking the ketchup bottles for the recall. Was it under any salt or pepper or sugar shakers,
Are you picking up the salt, pepper, sugar shakers and looking underneath them physically?
Yeah.
No. So you pick them up each and you look underneath every single one in the store and you're not feeling anything, but somewhere along that thing, you might have felt something weird on one of them.
Okay.
You might have felt something weird.
Okay. I'm picking it up.
Okay. Steph, what are you thinking? The music's getting louder.
Okay.
And they just put on the song Johnny Be Good.
I think since you said that, it might give an indication of where your penny might be hidden. So I'm now going to be a new disturbance.
A new disturbance. Yeah,
a new disturbance in this environment. Yeah. And I'm ripping out napkins and all the holders to look for Sam's penny.
Huh? No, you have now caused a fire violation. Steph, you probably have like 5 to 10 minutes. You can hear the sirens. Like, most diners don't have a silent alarm, but they've seen you in other diners before, and they've
already pressed the button under the counter.
That's right.
Get
absolutely.
her out.
That's right. Okay. No penny for you, okay. Lorissa. I know you're penny hungry right now.
I am. Is it inside one of the salt, pepper, sugar containers?
Which one would you like to pick up and look at?
Okay, so I'm like specifically in the picture or just like narrow
one of down? Those three. Which one are you going to look at?
Let's do salt first.
Salt? Okay, yeah. So you go to pick up a salt shaker and you twist off the cap, and by the time you get to the third one, you find a penny that was stuck to the inside of the salt and pepper and the salt shaker.
Good.
And you found Sam's penny.
I found Sam's penny.
You found Sam's penny.
Wow. Okay.
So you found a penny. I'm not going to give you any hints for Steph's because you did find my penny.
Okay. All right.
Steph, you better hurry. The sirens are at this point kind of drowning out Johnny Be Good. The next song is coming on the jukebox.
Another disruptive thing is I'm going to start looking at the art on the walls.
Oh.
Behind it, or just taking them off to look.
Sure.
Shake them off and put it back up real quick.
So as you're going around the restaurant, you're taking off all the art. You don't find a single penny. You find an old nickel, but that had nothing to do with it. It was just a weird coincidence. And as you're going around, you're trying to reach behind things. you start unplugging some cords you shouldn't be doing, and people are getting upset. A couple lights went out, music went out, one of the neon signs went out, and people are not happy with you, Steph.
Yeah, they haven't been.
Nope.
Oh boy. Let's see. So while I'm skirting around in the dark, I think, because Steph pulled everything out.
Well, you guys aren't there at the same time. Remember, Steph came there after you hid. So Steph went there, hid a penny, left.
Right.
You came there looking for Steph's penny. You're like, I'm going to hide a penny while I'm here.
Okay.
And then you left, and Steph came back looking for your penny. And
Gotcha.
I hid my penny years ago.
Oh, well, I'm happy I found yours then.
Yeah.
How many people use that salt shaker with a penny in it?
Oh yeah, no, seriously. On the if you just turn the salt shaker, it says like "Do not use." There's a penny in here.
That's hilarious. And my clue from earlier for Steph that it was food related, is that still relevant?
That's still relevant. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say adjacent. Yeah, related.
Sure. Is it underneath one of the lovely coffee mugs that is on the bar?
I'll let you look under one. Which one are you looking under?
I'm going to look under the one that is second closest to us in perspective.
Second closest to us. You pick up the coffee mug, and you start to look under it, and you realize there was hot coffee in it, actually, and it spilled out a bit.
No.
So now they're a little upset with you, and no penny. No penny.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go to the bathroom in the meantime and regroup.
Steph, at this point,
things are not looking good.
Yeah, no, the police have come in, but thankfully, to your what's the word I'm looking for? Isn't there like a saying to your not demise, to your surprise?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a podcaster. I should know how to say words. To your surprise, you see the Fonz. He's there. I don't know if it's a Fonz recreator or the actual Fonz, his living spirit. But he's there, and he's like, "Don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm going to fix things." He starts plugging things back in, and he bumps his fist on the jukebox, and it starts playing music again.
Okay, so I think at the very back of this diner, there's a little register, it looks like.
There's a cash register back there, yeah.
Okay, I just go, because the police are already here, I'm going to be in trouble. I just start taking the pennies
That's
out of
wild.
the register.
So Steph's big goal here is, I'm going to rob the place anyway, since the cops are already here. I might as well do something worth it.
So
well, there's pennies there, so maybe Lorissa's pennies with the other ones.
So yeah, you open up the register, and there are dimes, nickels, and quarters in there. There are no pennies in there.
That's crazy.
You even look at the take a penny, leave a penny dish.
There's nothing?
And there's nothing in there. There's actually like a piece of chewed up gum that some rude customer left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I don't steal anything because I was trying to steal pennies, so I don't
yeah,
take
the cops
anything.
don't see it that way, Steph. I'm sorry. They see you, a non-employee. Everybody's dressed in like,
Sure.
the 50s white and red stripe apparel, and they see you dressed in all black with your like sunglasses on and your duffel bag in hand going through the register. It's not looking good for you, Steph. All right, Larissa.
All right, so I think I need to just select the correct mug. Is it the one all the way at the end?
The last mug?
Correct.
So you pick up that mug, and there's no coffee in it, and there's no penny in it. And as you go to set it down, you actually swing your arm and shatter the mug next to you as well.
No.
There's no penny under there. Sorry.
Oh, no.
All right. Steph, at this point...
Yeah, things aren't good.
Things are not good. I'm thinking you're trying to hide, you're trying to blend in. And thankfully for you, the Fonz, who had just hit the jukebox with his fist, goes over and talks to the cops and says, "There's no big deal here. That's my friend. She's having an episode. It's all good. This is actually pretty normal for this place. New person on the job accidentally called the police. They weren't aware of the situation, and he has them leave. And then he goes back over and cranks up the music again, and everyone's back to dancing and having a good time.
Is it I realized I forgot I should be asking questions instead of just saying what I'm doing.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay.
You've caused a ruckus already.
I have. Because I was going to say I'm going to run through the bar stools and knock them all over.
That's
so I
crazy.
can check under all of them.
Wow.
So before Steph runs through the bar stools and knocks them all over, on the ground she finds a super serum from Captain America, injects it into her skin because these are bolted into the ground.
Oh, are they? I thought they were loose.
Starts bashing them up and destroying this place.
I assumed that they could be moved.
No, now all the customers are scared of you. You've caused quite the scene.
Oh,
I don't know if they could financially recover from this, because not only are you destroying the place, but you're also trying to steal their money from the register. So, yeah. It's not good for you, Steph. I've given you a hint, and every time I've talked to you, I have given you a very specific hint, by the way.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
You also didn't ask a question. You just said, I'm barging through the bar stools.
Well, you said it didn't matter, so I just...
No, you can ask questions. Larissa's first question was actually very helpful and said, is it food related? And I said,
listen,
food adjacent.
I'm not a very good treasure hunter.
That's okay.
We'll just establish this now.
Okay.
All right. So I'm still on the hunt. I'm still determined that it's one of the mugs. Is it the middle mug?
You go to lift up the mug, and it just shatters in your hand, oddly. It turns to dust. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
That was a weird mug.
Wow.
So,
just like the snap.
4 out of the 5 mugs have been destroyed by Lorissa at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty unfortunate look.
It is.
Okay, Steph.
Yes.
It's your final time.
Okay.
The owner is willing to let you get out of here scot-free if you just clean everything up. But you also have to do 2 things for them, okay?
Okay.
Not only do you have to clean everything up, but you have to donate your entire record collection to them.
Wow.
Where's the jukebox in this picture? I know you've mentioned it a lot.
There's no jukebox in this photo, no. But if you remember at the beginning of the game, I said, "Hey, you're in a 1950s diner. Maybe not this one specifically, but there is a back room. There's a bathroom. There might be a vestibule. There might be other things that are always in a 1950s diner."
I was so focused on the
theater
picture.
Of the mind, yeah.
So focused on the picture. Okay, the jukebox.
Yeah, what about it?
I guess, is it in between the records?
You're going to open up the jukebox and look in between the records?
Yes.
Yeah, so somehow you find a key. Thankfully, it might have been in the lock already. I don't know. And you open up the jukebox, and you look between the records, and it's not in there, but you're causing some real problems with the music. You might be scratching some of the discs. It's not looking good.
Oh, no.
But when you do that, you kind of hear something sliding around. You're not too sure where it's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from that area. It sounds penny-like, I'll say.
Okay.
Okay, Larissa, what are you going to do?
So I guess I have to check the first mug.
The first mug. You lift that bad boy up, and to your surprise, it is your lucky day because you find a face-up 1972 Delaware penny.
I'm so excited.
There. Absolutely.
I found both pennies.
I think that's what the D stands for on the pennies. Delaware and Philadelphia, I think, is where they do the minting.
Oh, is that
I have no idea.
For?
So, unfortunately, at this point, Steph,
I'm arrested.
The Fonz comes over and he reaches down and he looks under the vending machine and under this jukebox machine and he says, "Oh, did you drop this penny?" and picks it up and hands it to you. It was under the jukebox.
Okay. Well, I was so focused on the picture.
You were. All right. So, congratulations to Lorissa for finding 2 of the pennies that you were supposed to find. Steph, maybe I'll make my hints a little bit more direct to you next one. All right. So next one is going to be a 2-parter for photos, just because to give you some angles, and so you are going to be using this specific area.
Okay.
So it's still theater of the mind. But we are in Andy's room from Toy Story.
Oh.
So we have a part 1, which is this photo, and I can go back and forth. So I'll let you take a look at this photo.
Sure.
First. And my little thing of you guys isn't blocking any of the view, right? You can see the whole thing?
No, we can see it.
Cool. Okay. So here is number 1. Looks like we have quite a few things going on. Take it all in. So if for our listeners, it is Andy's room from Toy Story 1. You have the Buzz Lightyear bedding that he switches over to. Woody's up on the shelf. We got some toys on the shelves. There's a bookshelf. There's a dresser, a closet, a toy chest, some playing cards on the ground, and a small desk, what looks like a SNES sitting on the TV. And if we go to picture number 2, look at these transitions. These are so good. Boom. Oh, it just flipped over. to Andy's room part 2. So we got a slightly different angle. And in this angle, we can see his little like work desk, the rest of the bed, side table, a lot of the toys in there, and some posters. So these are the 2 best images I could find online that actually worked as images. A lot of them were like, I recreated Toy Story in Minecraft. I recreated Toy Story in Black Ops 3 Zombies. So picture 2, and then if you want me to go back to picture 1 at all at any time, let me know. We will go back and forth.
Okay.
So image 1, again, for our listeners and viewers, Andy's room with the little roller coaster, the bed, the dresser, the chest, the closet, the doorway, all that stuff. Image 2 is the other view with all the toys, the bedside table, the desk, and the bed, and everything. So, Lorissa, did you send me your location?
Sure did.
You did. Interesting. Okay. Do you want to be more specific at all, or am I trying to pick up what you're putting down?
You can just pick up what I'm putting down.
Okay. All right. So you guys want to flip? You know what? I'm just going to let Steph go first as a handicap because I think she needs it at this point.
I need it.
Steph, is there a specific image you want me to look at? You want to look at
it doesn't matter.
Okay. You got this in your head.
My question. I'm going to do questions more so this time.
Ooh,
okay. We're learning. We're adapting.
Is it inside of a book?
It is not inside of a book. You start going through all of the books on the bookshelf, and you have looked through all of them to the point where it's I don't know, I would say time is passing. And you just notice that in the absence of your time here, it's getting dark in the room. You can hear the clock ticking fast. The lights have come on. Some of the toys are glowing, just they have maybe time-sensitive battery-operated things in the room. But you spent a lot of time looking at those books, I would say.
Okay.
Lorissa, where would you like to look first? Oh, crap. I didn't hide a penny. Okay. Give me a second. Let me go back to image 1 and 2 real quick.
Okay.
Image 1. Image 2. Okay. I have hidden my penny. Okay.
All right. Is there a penny inside one of the board games that I see on the bookshelf?
No. So you start going through the board games, and you're going through each one of them. And because board games are kind of like toys, and you're in the Toy Story world, some of the little pieces are like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh no, not the meatballs.
And yeah, some of the you can hear like almost all the hundreds of toys in the room starting to wiggle and come alive and get mad at you.
Oh no, even the little people for the life board game, in the car.
Yep, they're coming alive. You can hear some things under the bed, in the chest, in the closet.
No.
They're all over the place.
Okay.
All right, Steph.
Okay, if I jump to sit on the bed, you push back on the bed to sit and it bounces a little bit. If I do that, do I hear anything move?
Clever.
You hear the springs on the bed move.
Okay.
And you bump into the wall, the back wall.
Okay.
And no, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Because you just jumped on a bed. You hear the bed hit the wall.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're not really hearing anything.
I don't know if I would hear anything like jingle.
No, not on the bed. No,
okay.
no bed jingling. That's all I got for you. I mean, that was a good question.
Yeah,
I
figured.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was really clever. Absolutely.
Because I feel like if I'm trying to give clues that are very broad, but also in the way that like won't give it away instantly. So it's a little difficult from my perspective.
You're doing great.
As the treasure master, I would say.
So I'm going to take a leaf from Steph's book.
Okay.
And, I'm going to shake that little piggy bank and see if there's a penny in there.
Yeah, so you go to... Are you talking about Ham himself?
Yes, Ham himself.
Yeah, you go to shake him, and he gives you, in his Ham voice, like, whoa, what's the big deal? And he starts talking to you, and, he is not happy.
Oh, no.
And you can see all the toys start to get a little upset with you that you are shaking him violently.
Oh, man. I don't want a mutiny on my hands.
No, but they you see how they're kind of forming on the bottom there?
Absolutely.
There's an army of them.
I can see.
All right.
Okay. Is a penny hidden
in the room? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, with or on or under something with an electric cord. I was trying to figure out how to word that.
Sure. No, that's good.
So you start going to the lamps, you're going to
the little TV,
the video game system, you're going to everything that has in this
a cord.
Room. Yeah, and nothing is happening. You unplug all the lamps because you're looking for everything, and at this point you can tell how dark it's gotten outside. It is now pitch black in the room. You see the glow from some of the toys in there, but you've unplugged all the lamps, so you're gonna have to plug them back in if you want to see, because it's gotten to nighttime at this point.
Okay.
And you know what? Even in this room, you can see, I don't know if Andy had it in it, but I'm just going to say he was one of those kids that put the glowing stars on the ceiling.
That's cute.
That's in the first room.
Is it? Really? Did he have those?
Yeah, he has them.
Oh, no, that's just star wallpaper.
Oh, is it? I assumed it was the glowing stars. Oh.
It's crazy, by the way, so this is clearly not from the same movie, because these are two different wallpapers in this, but it's the best idea I could find for the room.
No, it's good. I love it.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a stab. And talking about stabbing, is it in the army of bucket? The bucket of army guys?
Oh, the bucket, the barrel of monkeys, or the bucket of army guys?
The bucket of army guys.
Okay, because I am looking, and no, it is not in the bucket of army guys. I see that on the bookshelf. Okay. So you start getting them out, and they start poking you with their little
the little things, swords and the good guns.
And they're like, troops defend our men. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, it's not in the army bucket.
Okay, I plugged the lights back in so I can see.
Yeah, you plugged those lights in. Yeah, absolutely. Good job.
Is a penny anywhere that I have to open up like a drawer?
No, there's no penny where you have to open up a drawer.
Like the nightstand drawer, the desk drawer,
no drawers.
Or the dresser
you won't open
drawer.
any drawers.
Okay.
You're not opening any drawers.
Okay.
Okay.
So, at risk of sounding silly, is it under any of the toys?
You're like picking up all the toys just all over the place and looking under each one. So you are looking under each of the toys, and they starting to get mad at you, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Third human today to do this to us." Yeah. Not, you picked up all of them. You're looking underneath each one. Third human today to do all this. And, they're like, you guys are very intrusive touching us. And we're not big fans of it.
I thought I asked for consent.
You did. They're just still not big fans of it. I mean, you're like a Godzilla to them.
That's fair.
You're a monster. You've not only built these creatures, but you abuse them by throwing them around the room, kicking them over.
I did not mean to.
Their batteries run out at certain points. It's horrible. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So I'm guessing no.
No.
Okay.
Steph, what do you got for me?
I'm assuming if I'm picking up what happened, that was a hint. So I pick up Mr. Potato Head and I just start pulling off his little pieces. Even he gets mad at me, but I'm looking inside.
You're looking inside Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah.
No, you have stripped Mr. Potato Head not only of his of his clothing, but of his dignity and his limbs.
I put him back together after.
And wow, and you put one of the eyes on wrong. It looks like they're supposed to be in the right spot, but they're not. And it's just now he's got bad vision, and he's really upset with you. And he's like, why did you do this to me? And he's cold and he's sad.
Okay.
Oh boy. Is the penny in the art supply box, that's scattered across the desk?
No, it's not. It's not. As Mr. Potato Head sees you, because Steph was in here earlier.
Sure. Sure.
And going through Andy's room. He says, please just leave us alone. We don't want to be touched, but your friend has quite the habit of it already.
Okay. All right.
All right, Steph, what do you got for us?
I like the little fire truck thing that you play with when you're like a toddler.
Yeah. What about it?
I just shake it around. You're shaking it around? Penny.
Yeah, you're shaking it around, and the army men are like, please stop. Thank God there's no fire right now, because this monster is about to destroy our only fire truck. But, nothing happens with the fire truck.
Okay.
Wow, I'm trying to think of a hint to also put into this story that would help you, but no hints that I can think of, unfortunately.
Can I see the first image again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go back. Take a look at this first image.
Let's go back to the second image.
Let's go back to the second image.
Let's take a look at all the toys here. And is it inside the I forget what it's called, the karaoke guy?
The speak and spell?
Yeah.
Are you opening up his battery pack?
Yeah.
So you open up the speak and spell's battery pack, and he's really embarrassed about it. He's got generic double A's in him.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
I know.
But you hear him say something about some of the other toys in here have better batteries than him, and he's very jealous of those batteries.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. I'll keep that in mind. You know what? Maybe I'll upgrade him to a Duracell battery that I found loose on the floor.
Very nice of you. Steph, what are you going to do in Andy's room?
I heard the hint, but I'm gonna ignore it because I had this thought first. I go.
Wait, whose hint? Your hints are different, by the way, from each other's.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Yeah, but we're still also the common ground is your penny, so the hint could be yours. Right?
I don't. Maybe I'm throwing out red herrings. No, I'm just kidding.
Either way,
I'm being honest. Yeah.
Either way, I go to the dresser and I spin the globe because I want to hear if a penny's inside.
Okay. Yeah.
That's in the first image.
You go and you spin the globe, and you're spinning it and spinning it and spinning it, and you're not hearing anything, but your finger does land on Antarctica, which is interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Lorissa, your turn. Do you want to go back to the first one or second one?
No. The second one's just good. Let's go back. All right. Is it inside the battery pack of the little yellow guy? I don't know what he quite is. It looks like a little Fisher-Price toy.
He looks like...
It's like a little radio.
Maybe a little purse or like a medical box or something like that. No. He doesn't have any batteries in him, actually. He doesn't require batteries. You're just opening up the back of him, and there's nothing in him. You've unscrewed the back of him to see the components. You just see the contents of the inside of his little plasticness.
It's disappointing. It's very hollow.
It is.
Okay.
He feels hollow.
I have a light bulb moment when my finger touches Antarctica. I go, aha! I turn my head because I see it's snowing outside.
Okay.
And I look and peel back the curtains.
Okay, and as you peel back the curtains, your curtain at the very bottom catches on something, and a penny goes flying into the air.
And I catch it.
And you catch it. And it says... It's carved in there illegally with like a precision cutting tool. It says, haha, this was Larissa's penny. You lucky dog. And that's what it says. It's very fine. And there she had to use like a microscope and get in there. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so you have found Larissa's penny.
I know. I lost.
On the windowsill.
So upsetting. All right. So I'm going to guess that it's inside the baby monitor.
Okay. So you are going to grab the baby monitor and you look in the back of it, and you're pressing buttons and you're noticing nothing's working because you open the back of it and there is a AA battery and a AAA battery with a penny between the AAA and the thing trying to make it work, and it's just not. And you find Sam's penny.
I'm so excited. I found a penny, guys.
You did find a penny. So the only penny left is
mine.
Is Steph's penny. And right before you do that, Lorissa, Woody gets off from the shelf and he says, I've had enough of this. You've been going through my toys and my friends for too long. If this is what you're after, fine, take it. And he takes off his hat and he gives you a penny, throws it at you, and says, get out of this room.
Oh, that's so clever, Steph. I love that.
Yes, you can see Woody on the first picture.
In the first image. That's why I said, you sure you don't want me to go back to this first image? He's sitting right up here on the shelf.
Well, you were throwing me off with the battery pack.
that was where mine was. Yeah. Well, I did give you clues because I said, the first one, I was like, okay, well, it's in two toys. So if you're looking at toys, then you're going to be good to go. So, what's the score right now? Who has found?
Larissa's found the most. Larissa's pretty much won, I think, at this point.
3, you have
3 to
1.
Technically.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
all right.
I'm really proud of you, Steph, for finding my,
Thank you.
my
one. At least I got one.
Yeah.
You can tie it up, Steph. You can find mine and Larissa's in this last one. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna keep going.
We're gonna keep going. I thought that was it. Okay.
We got one more.
We're an hour in. Just so
I don't
know.
care. We've been gone for 3 weeks, so people can listen. We've got one more.
Okay.
We're in the shed. As you can see, the shed.
Okay.
So, imagine you're in a outdoor shed. Mm-hmm. It's where everybody stores their stuff. It's fairly clean. I wouldn't say like a really messy shed.
No.
I've been in some sheds where it's like people, got some stuff stored in there that isn't shed related. So I would just say your standard shed. But how about, to keep it specific, we're going to use this photo specifically, not just a shed, because sheds can have a lot of different things in it. So think of this shed. So for the listeners, it is a standard, what looks like maybe an 8x14, 8x16 shed. There's a lawnmower in it. There's a workbench. There's shelving units. There's camping gear and outdoor tools and all sorts of different things in it. So try to play along with us. Try to think of where it could be. There are different tools, so maybe the hints will help you. Hopefully this is entertaining for you. I'm trying to make it fun for everybody, not just the viewers, but the listeners as well, because we also appreciate you guys. So everybody take a second to try to hide your penny. Steph, you're down. I'm going to give you the advantage of going first.
Okay, so I think today's a mowing day. We got to get some gas. I want to check the gas cans if there's any gas in it or a penny.
That's a good point.
So you go and check these gas cans right away, and there is no penny in all of them. I would say 2 of them are completely full. 1 of them is half full. But there is no penny in those gas cans.
Good to know.
So I noticed the grass outside's a little, it's actually perfectly green. I'm not going to say there's brown spots, but I notice there's flowers outside. So I shake the watering can.
You shake the watering can, and you don't hear any clinking around. You hear a little splash and a tiny bit of water at the very bottom.
Okay.
But you can tell, people, I think for the both of you guys, people have been doing a lot of lawn maintenance recently.
Interesting. Okay.
I would say it's something you guys just both pick up on in general.
Okay. All right.
And I know you're in a shed and there's a lot of different things in here. I'm just, helping you out.
I can't, for some reason, carry the 2.5 full gas cans, so I need to pull the what is it called? The wheelbarrow off the wall.
Yeah.
To look inside.
So you're pulling the wheelbarrow off the wall to try to put the gas cans in it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. You go to pull the wheelbarrow off the wall, and nothing happens. It's pretty heavy. I mean, I'm surprised you were able to get it off the shelf. But yeah, there is nothing in that wheelbarrow except for what looks like maybe some dirt, maybe some grass clippings, some stones. Maybe they were picking up some stuff in the yard earlier. It's hard to tell.
All right. So lawn maintenance. Well, you know what? Even though we don't see it in this particular image, there are some brown spots of grass, in the front yard.
Oh, yeah, everybody's got them, yeah.
So I'm going to check the fertilizers, in the corner. Is there anything in there?
So the fertilizers in the corner, I'm looking. Are you talking about up? Where are we looking at?
And then the upper part.
Is that what those are? Those things are fertilizers?
Yeah.
Oh, I see them. Okay, yeah. You started going through the fertilizers, and no, you do not see any penny in there.
Darn.
You're not getting any warmer or colder, it seems like. But now you got chemicals on your hand. It sucks. But
damn.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. I cart the gas over to the mower.
Okay.
It goes in fine.
Hey guys, this is Sam coming in from the future while editing to realize that I have made a mistake. At this point in the program, Steph has actually found where Larissa's penny is hidden at this point, and I accidentally skipped over that and didn't put 2 and 2 together, so I threw in the idea that she doesn't know how to start the lawnmower, and I apologize for that. And I also apologize if the audio in general is a little rough. We're trying to work through a technical difficulty, so please be patient with us, and thank you, and let's get back to the show.
But I notice it won't turn on, so then I pop the lid of the front engine to check what's going on.
So yeah, you're looking under the front engine of the mower, and you're like, I have tried starting this thing a ton, and it's not turning over. But you think there's something wrong with the mower? No, I mean, you don't know if it's in the engine or something. There's something wrong with this mower, but it's not turning over.
Okay.
Lawn maintenance. That was my clue from earlier. Is it in any of the pesticides?
So you went through the fertilizers, and now you're at the pesticides, and you're like, I am Captain Chemicals. I want to make sure that I'm inhaling everything poorly that I can. And you start to inhale the chemicals, and it's making your brain all hazy.
That's the only way to have
Larissa's having a good time.
Exactly.
I need to get this work done. I got to get this work done. I can't sit around, keep climbing up on things, looking through fertilizers. I got to get this yard work done in general.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so I guess if the engine, there's something wrong with the mower. You know how like some mowers can like lift the seat? I do that to look under the seat.
Okay, yeah. So you go to lift the seat, and you are not seeing anything under there. You do see that there is a little bit of storage, but you haven't checked this more, and there's nothing under the seat. Like I said, there's a little bit of storage. It's not starting, but I'm curious if it's because you just don't know how to start a lawnmower. That's my concern at this point. I think you were trying to do something under the hood. It wasn't starting. You're not quite sure what's going on.
So it could just be a broken mower, basically.
It could be.
Okay.
I think there has something to do with you might just not know how to start a mower, Steph.
Okay, that's fair.
Lorissa, I'm gonna say it. You got work to do. Okay.
I know. I got work to do. So, I'm checking out that rake. Do I need to rake any leaves, Do I see anything there shiny?
No. So you go to pick up the rake, and you're like, why did I pick this up? It's the middle of summer. We did all the fall cleanup earlier, and you're not seeing any penny in there. You think, how could I be this dumb? I'm just kidding. No, you were moving the rake because you were like, maybe it's back here, but there's no penny. There's no rake penny.
Okay.
I get mad that the mower is not turning on, so I grab the hoses and I'm beating the lawnmower.
You're beating the lawnmower
with the hoses. So, and if something comes out, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, you go to beat the lawnmower with hoses as a normal person would do. And,
I'm mad, so yeah.
As you're doing that, a little bit of water's coming out, and you see a spark somewhere on the front of it, near like the steering wheel in that area. There's some sort of mechanical issue. You're not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if you know how to start a lawnmower. That's my biggest concern right now.
Okay.
You're now hitting it with hoses. You checked under the seat. That's not how you start a lawnmower. You checked under the hood. That's not how you start a lawnmower. It's all sorts of issues. Larissa, things. The grass is getting tall. Okay, and you have issues. I mean, with your yard, you've got not only it getting tall, you've got weeds. You tried your fertilizer, it wasn't working.
Sure.
And you're just thinking something's got to take care of this lawn quicker than I should get to it.
Is it somewhere within the lawnmower?
Where do you want to look on the lawnmower?
Oh, okay. I'm going to look, under the tires.
Under the tires, yeah. So you start you start moving, looking under the tires, and the lawnmower is not moving. This thing is stuck.
Oh, okay.
It is stuck in park, and you cannot move the lawnmower, but you're looking at the tires and you're not seeing a penny.
Darn. Okay.
I give up after I have my little anger outburst. I put the hoses back. I sit on the seat of the mower defeated. And I do one last hurrah of just turning up the what is it, the little orange, whatever that is.
The key?
The key. Is that what it is? I thought I don't even see a key spot on this.
So the orange thing could be could be a key for the ignition of it. Sometimes you have to, on lawnmowers, sometimes you have to use the key. Sometimes you have to first engage it on riding lawnmowers, and then you have to engage the blades.
Well, whatever you said about turning it on.
Yeah, so you go to turn the key of this lawnmower, and you notice that hanging from the bottom of the key on this keychain is not only a lucky rabbit's foot, but Lorissa's favorite penny.
Wow.
Hanging from the key.
Okay. Nice.
So you found Lorissa's penny.
I have a penny.
Good. Oh my goodness. 2-3 now. I really have to find
the mower is still not turning on.
No.
Oh, no, and I chugged a little bit.
Oh, okay.
There's no gas in it. That's a problem.
I thought I put gas in it. Oh, no.
The one gas can was just half empty. Yeah, you just didn't put gas in it. That's your fault. I mean, I don't know. You should learn how to cut the grass.
Okay.
Stuff looked everywhere in this lawnmower, and I find that interesting. Is it just like on the dash? You know, just like peeking out there?
Just on the dash, like on that little screen?
Why not?
No. I mean, you look on the dash and you're not seeing it. You feel like you have memories of penny past here because you've hidden your penny here.
Yes,
at this
true.
point,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like this would be something Steph would do. Like you guys, I know you guys think alike a lot of times.
Sure.
But you're like, Sam, you guys are both thinking about me. You know, you're like, Sam's been in this shed. He also cares about lawn maintenance.
Sure.
And you know, maybe he's not a big lawnmower guy, you know?
Oh, okay. All right.
Steph, it's your turn.
All right, since I'm already sat on the lawnmower, I'm looking around and I see there's a lot of chairs that have been in this, that for some reason are in this shed. And I'm like, I wonder how many people I could fit. Or I try to count the chairs and see if anyone's sat in these chairs before.
You do such a good job of counting these chairs, and you notice there's 5 chairs. I'm very proud of you.
What? Where?
Nobody sat in those chairs. Are you talking about those camping chairs?
The red ones in the back and the ones on the wall?
Yeah.
There's a couple
chairs.
Oh,
I didn't see the ones on the wall. I'm so sorry.
There's like big bulky ones on the wall. I'm like, am I crazy? There's a lot more than 5 chairs in this picture.
No, but so you look through the camping chairs first. You don't see anything. You go look at the chairs on the wall, and you bump into a ton of stuff next to you, and you think you might hear some clinking around, but you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
Oh. But what set of chairs do it to hear the clinking?
The ones on the wall. You bump into a bunch of stuff over there. You bump into like everything hanging on that wall. You bump into it, but you hear,
as you do.
You know, you hear the sound of copper tinkling around.
Interesting. You know, since you brought up lawn maintenance and you brought up weeds, you know, they're getting a little high out there. Is it in the weed whacker or around or in the vicinity of this weed whacker?
How do you want to look at this weed whacker?
Let's see. You know, let's check to see if there's anything in the spool.
Yeah, so you you go and you're like, okay, I know the weeds are high. And you're trying to start the weed whacker, and it's not starting. You hear like it's getting a little mixed up, and you go and you take off the spool to see if there's enough thread in there, and you see Sam's penny in the springs of the spool for the weed whacker.
Congratulations to me, and also a reminder that we need to replace our spool for our weed whacker. We do need to replace
our spool for our weed whacker. Hence why I hid it in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I thought about being a little bit more creative. I thought about hiding it inside the light bulb, like taking the light bulb apart and hiding it in there. Or I was actually going to hide it in one of the pockets of the camping chairs. Like in the little,
So I was initially kind of on the right track.
Well, before I actually hid it in the weed whacker, So, Steph, when I was telling you about different things, I said, you know, lawn maintenance. And when sometimes the clues were both for me and for Lorissa's. And after you found Lorissa's, I said, hey, the grass is getting high, and I'm not a big lawnmower guy.
Yeah, so I figured, okay, so it's not the lawnmower.
Right, exactly.
But I got to take care of that lawn somehow. I guess I'm sitting on the chair.
I was connecting my story together.
That's fair. I understand. Okay. So, Larissa, do you want to try to find Steph's penny? Do you want to give it one more go?
Well, I think I still won overall in general.
You did win, but I'll give you one more guess on Steph's penny.
Okay, one more guess. And is Steph's lawn related at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've given you a lot of clues about Steph's.
You have. I really just don't know, but that box by the ladder looks mighty interesting. Is it in that box?
No, it's not in that box. And as you go by the ladder, you don't see anything because the whole time it was under the power switch button of the lawnmower.
The park.
The park button. Sorry, park. I meant park. You did say park,
so
and I meant
funny.
park because when I said earlier, your big clue was you try to look under the tires, but the lawnmower is stuck in park.
I heard that. And I was like, oh.
I didn't pick that up. I thought you meant like this is a dead end.
No, I'm not that smart when it comes to my clues. My
That's
clues
so
are all
funny.
direct.
I thought, see, for me, because I knew where my own penny was, I was like, oh, that's a great clue.
That is a great clue.
Hey!
The end. Look at that. Look at that. That happy
so
rat
cute.
and the little frog.
Why is it so stretched out?
That's what I was going to say. I think you've ruined the image.
So it was a very small image, and I had to. But I was like, this is the only one of this specific image I could find that I really liked. So
good job putting that together.
Thank you. Sorry it was such a long episode. Hope you guys liked it. Hope the listeners actually enjoyed it. If you are a listener and you're like, this was a little tough, go back and watch it on YouTube, okay?
Absolutely.
Go watch it. Shifting Tones Pod on YouTube. That's where we're posting them. People are saying we're the next Mr. Beast as far as YouTube goes. The next Good Mythical Morning. The next, what's a big YouTube channel?
Let me think. I don't know.
Ryan's Toys, right?
That's
that kid,
literally what I was going to say. I think he's still alive, but I think he's in college.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hope he's not still opening toys for his parents
I hope
for
not
profit.
too.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. I hope Lorissa and stuff. I hope you guys had fun.
Absolutely.
I hope the audience had fun. We're so happy to be back. We're going to get back into it. We're going to be on schedule. We're going to do it. This episode's coming out this Thursday because you're listening to it on Thursday. Thanks for listening. And if you're not listening on Thursday, why don't you just go and listen to some other episodes on a Thursday when you're bored? Whatever. I don't know. Do something. You can follow us at Shifting Tones Pod on YouTube and maybe some other social media. Who knows at this point? You can follow Lorissa at Larissa.Schaefer. You can follow Steph at Spiffy Steffi. You can follow me at Sir Captain Sam. Thank you guys again, and goodbye.
Bye.